Hi Cancer, welcome to your end of January 2020 tarot update. I was like, okay, what is this again? I should just look down at my cards that I'm shuffling. So how has the aftermath of the lunar eclipse in your sign been? So we've only, I think that's why I was kind of distracted, because I was thinking, how long has it been? It's only been one day. And the timing, you know, saying, okay, that was the official time for the eclipse, but perhaps the last month has been full of changes, and or you suspect that change is right around the corner. And this is going to be true for everyone, not just because you have the sun, or maybe sometimes rising sign in Cancer. But I was just curious, because we've had these two eclipses within a 2-week, you know, the eclipse portal, if you will, and in between, and these two cardinal eclipses. So that can really signal change, because it's their cardinal signs. But all eclipses are about change. Oh, I'm getting that card again. The Hangman, I've been getting that a lot. Getting a lot of pentacles, so money issues coming up, unless we're talking about earth signs. Okay, so two cards came out. Oh, this is interesting. Interesting. Okay. So I'll put those out. Okay. Well, the heart of the matter is a card that's associated with the beginning stage of love, an offer of love. Somebody kind of like holding out their heart to you and that sort of thing. With the Ace of Cups, it's a beautiful card in this deck, isn't it? Some people ask me what deck this is. This is a Morgan Greer deck. And if anyone knows of a deck that is pretty faithful to the Rider-Waite deck, but is not this deck, and has beautiful illustrations and a good card stock, please, you know, let me know below, because I've been looking on Amazon. I'd like to broaden my decks, and I keep ordering decks, and then I end up not using them, or using them very infrequently, because they don't have the kind of imagery that I think not only that I really resonate with, but other people. And I do like the Wild Unknown Tarot, even though it has kind of different imagery, but in general, I have found that it's hard to find a deck, even when you look at the reviews on Amazon. You know, sometimes when I get the decks, I don't really feel that it connects with me. So something new coming in. Perhaps this is a baby for some people. This can also be a new job, or all of this can be that you're really fixated on this idea of wanting this. A new job that has a healing component to it, rather than whatever you're doing right now. Maybe you're studying for it, and that's something that's really high on the list of your goals in 2020. In the past position, we have the Hangman. So that's, you know, I just did Taurus's reading. I wonder if that's with Taurus and Cancer, because I got that card not in the same position, but in this general vicinity. And the Hangman is about waiting for a decision, waiting for something. You know, it's usually, to me, that you have to wait for somebody else, a decision that they're going to make. And it's like with the Ace of Cups, if this is a new relationship, you might be waiting for somebody to get divorced. And it's like, when is this going to happen? When can we start our life together? And like I even have, and that the reason I said that is because we have as the higher message, the Ten of Pentacles, the family money. So I'm thinking of a divorce, and it could be that you're with someone who is postponing a divorce. Maybe they do love you. Maybe they're not in love with their partner, but they don't want to give up the money. Are you with a Capricorn? Are you with, what signs? I could say certain signs that might be the case. And they don't want to lose some of their loot or their money because they're afraid that the partner's going to take them to the cleaners. But the problem is that they may not tell you that they're hesitant. They may try to just string you along. So you have to know whether you're legitimately waiting for something and there is proof that it's going to happen, or you need to just say to the person, look, you know what, I'm going to get on with my life. I want to date. I want to have romance. I don't want to have, I don't want to just be by myself. So when it happens, give me a call. I'll see if I'm still available, but see you later. But obviously a person who does that has to really mean it. It's not about just kind of giving somebody a what do you call that? Like an empty threat. You have to really be willing to carry it out. And it's not, I'm sure everybody knows I don't mean it literally as a threat, but you have to be able to mean what you say and be willing to follow through. And I'm trying to think of, it could be that you're waiting, trying to have a child, seeing if you can, maybe getting fertility treatments, trying to have a child, or waiting for a child to be born. The Ten of Pentacles can mean that this is going to be like you're creating this dynasty, if you will. And, Pentacles is all about solidity and the things that are tangible in this world. And so for a Cancer person, this can feel really good to be in this place right now where you may be, starting a whole new chapter in your life that has many other chapters that are connected to it. And, not everybody feels that way when they're experiencing the same thing. Some people get hired for a new job and they don't feel like they're going to be there very long, and some people can see themselves being there for decades. And of course we never really know ahead of time which one of those scenarios will play itself out, but it can be very exciting for somebody that wants that kind of permanent or I'll just say stability. What crosses you is the Seven of Pentacles, and this is the farmer's card, the harvest coming in, and knowing how much energy to put into something. In other words, the farmer is seeing about the seeds that were planted. Did they produce the crops? Seeds being planted means, in a general term, the energy put into something. So for instance, if you're trying to get fertility treatments and you put in money for these treatments, you put in time, and maybe it's painful, or maybe it's just very emotionally it's fraught with emotion because you're always trying to hope that it takes, and then when it doesn't take, it drains you, or it discourages you. Or if you're waiting to hear about a job, with the Ace of Cups, this may be in some kind of the healing arts of some sort, or some kind of creative project, and you've put in the time and the effort, and you think to yourself, did I put in enough time? Did I put in enough effort? Should I kind of just call it a day? Or is it possible that this is still going to come true for me? And kind of like looking at it from that perspective. Because some people just keep on giving of their time, giving of their energy to something, and it doesn't work. And maybe it's like a new business if you started some kind of a healing business or something along those lines. And you may not feel like it's taking off the way you had hoped it would. And you're just looking for that sign that you should keep going. If you don't get, the financial gain or the whatever, just any kind of encouragement to stick to it, or just to like say, I tried, but I don't think that it's for me, or I don't think that I did it the right way, and maybe I'll try again, some other time. Because, there are, according to whatever, I mean, they always say this, that, don't they say that 95% of all businesses fail? Well, the problem with that is, what is their definition of failure? I don't tend to believe statistics in general, but in any case, there is no such thing as failure. If you try something and it doesn't work, you're just, at least you're kind of refining what it is that might work in the future, and you're putting your neck out there, you're sticking your neck out there. That is totally worth a lot. What's coming in is the Four of Cups. That's a very interesting thing in this context. If somebody is offering affection and the blank look, it could go either way though. I mean, it could be like that you are in love with somebody, you're waiting for them, and it seems like you're hitting a brick wall. You could be doing fertility treatments, and in some cases, what if it does take, but you don't really care about the person that you're doing them with? Maybe you did it to please somebody else, and there still is this sense of indifference. Or you're just, that you're not with the right person, and somebody new has come into your life, and you feel like you want to start something with somebody else, but there's some reason that you have to wait. I feel like I said this with Taurus, that feeling of being jerked around, whether it's with a employer or with some personal individual. Well, this is a nice card, but I'm going to read this one first, because here we have the Three of Swords, and this is the challenging one. These cards came out together. This is the card of heartbreak, rejection, feeling of being unloved, and then we have the marriage card. So go figure, right? Because the thing is, it's like Cancer is a sign that's very sensitive and intuitive, and you read between the lines. If somebody hesitates, you're like, they don't want to do that. If somebody promises something and doesn't deliver, you know that there's some reason for that. And a lot of Cancers, that's why I say with the Ten of Pentacles, want that constancy, that they want to have grandchildren, they want to have the generations. That's, you're family oriented. And so one of the things as the higher message, I would say, with the Ten of Pentacles is, if you're looking for love, or you have somebody in your sights that you're waiting for, that something along those lines, do they meet that criterion? Are they somebody that you can see that will be willing to settle down, that will enjoy it, that will not begrudge that side of life, and that you can build a life with? Interesting that the 10 is both for the Pentacles and the Cups, because 10 is the end of the cycle, which means, or you could say a flowering of the cycle, where it's kind of the highest, the zenith. And we just had this lunar eclipse in your sign, and that is the zenith. That is, the change comes because the person has explored all they can up to that point. So even if you're with somebody and you're having a good time, eventually you say, I don't want to just fool around. I want to have a family, or if I'm, past that age, I want to have a partner for life, a companion. That's really important to me. And so some of that comes to you, but it's the outcome card. So maybe the heartbreak is that you have to cut something very cleanly to make space for the Ace of Cups, true love, and the 10 of Cups. Maybe committed partnership, family harmony, so positive emotions. Okay, Cancer, that's what I have for you. I hope that you resonated with this. If you'd like a private reading, the link is below. Take care. Bye.